Welcome back to some of the best stories from r/TalesFromTechSupport. I hope you had a great day. Thanks for all the likes and comments on the last video. And now let's take a look at the first story. It's called Coworker Snapped. The VPN service went down, and as a result, everyone in the universe is calling us, asking what's wrong, why can't they get in, when will it be up. We put a voice message on the line, telling people there's an outage and we'll get it taken care of as soon as possible. Some people hear this and probably hang up, knowing that it's being addressed. Others wait on hold for 15 or 20 minutes, just to complain to us that the hold time was too long and give us belligerent advice on how to maintain a VPN that we have no control over. Of course, there are lots of people who've been on hold for 20 minutes, long enough to hear the outage alert at least 10 times. Just so they can ask us questions that would have been explained in the outage alert. I would get calls like, when is it going to be back up? What happened? Why can't I get in? I get a lot of really belligerent callers who are threatening to take me to task if I don't get them a solution to log in soon. I keep telling them that there is nothing to be done. For one lady, I have to write up a complaint to my manager to follow up with HR because she crossed a line in her complaints. This is the pattern of the day. And finally, it happened. 2 cubes over from me, a loud angry call goes into a headset. Clean the stuff out of your ears. You sit on hold listening to a message that answers all these questions. And you still wait to ask me what you already know? How did some Peckerwood idiot like you get a job with a computer? She called him Peckerwood. Maybe the caller is in the south. She growled into the phone some incoherent words, hung up, grabbed her purse and walked out. Just then, my boss comes running up, after hearing what was yelled at a client, wondering what happened. The lady I was on the phone with, who wasn't being belligerent, heard what was said and asked me specifically if she really heard someone tell a caller to clean out their ears. I apologized to the caller and explained we are inundated with calls and we've gotten so many rude callers. Our ability to keep professional has strained to its limits. She was understanding and hoped everything worked out. The coworker was not fired, but she's been suspended for a couple of days and has to get some counseling. The call was recorded, and though it was not made available to anyone, I learned that the caller was very nasty to her. The next story is called Talk to Google. I'm a web developer, and I had a client whose name is also a woman's name. Client opens a new ticket. When I search for company name on Google, our products don't show up. I knew immediately that this was going to be something I couldn't help them with, but waited to discuss it in our next meeting and was not prepared for how amusing it was actually going to be. When I do a Google image search for company name, I would expect to get the images that are on our website, but instead it shows me a bunch of images of anime girls. I searched the name on Google, switched to images, and sure enough, it was all anime girls. Right. So if I search for company name, product type, I do see images of the products on your site. But if you just search for company name, you are going to get results for anything that shares the same name. And since your company name is a person's name, you are going to get lots of results for things other than your company. How can we improve this? Well, you can add more meta tags to your images to make them as detailed as possible in SEO to improve their relevance. But as for searching just the company name, images from your site are not going to take priority over other images on the internet that include the same name and are more relevant. So there's nothing you can do to make our product show up instead of anime girls. For that, you'd have to talk to Google. The third story is called Placebo Effect. We have a user who uses a laptop and a docking station. The docking station is wired into an Ethernet port, so if the Wi-Fi went down for whatever reason, there's a backup wired connection. I was tasked to install a new desktop computer in the same room as the user. Unfortunately, we have run out of ports in our switch to accommodate this extra desktop PC. So it was agreed that we would recycle this user's Ethernet cable from his docking station. So I simply unplug his cable and plug it into the new desktop. I was having trouble assigning an IP from our server, So after a bit of faffing about, I realized the network cable was coiled up and unplugged from the wall under the table. So I plug it into the wall and patch the switch upstairs. Job done. 4 hours later, I get a complaint from the irate user saying now that he is using Wi-Fi, his network connection is very slow and unusable and demands we sort a cable for him. So I pick up a new cable, connect one end into his docking station, coil up the other end and leave it dangling under his table and ask him to reboot his laptop. I have not had a complaint since. The next story is called Cover Yourself. Came in this morning to a ticket that many users were unable to use a web-based application that they use to log tickets for their departments. I waited for user availability, asked nicely, then would go through the standard troubleshooting routines. Turns out the application had corrupted something in Firefox. I cleared out the app data folders and they were good to go. Developers swear it's not the application, even though it's only the application affected, and all the users had the same issues at the same time. I thought they are back up. Users are happy. I just monitor them and ask them to let me know if it happens again. One person wasn't happy, of course. The supervisor from hell. My manager had me call him 5 minutes ago and he said she had emailed him and all of the higher ups. All of them. He sent me a copy. All of the management people that you never want to see on the same email, saying I had been extremely unprofessional, that I had been expected to be there at 8:30 AM, and that it was our fault that things were out of date and broke. I was extremely professional and accommodating. This is all logged in the chat program and emails. I arrived at 8 AM. I never heard from or saw the supervisor. In fact, all users but one started at 9:30, so if she had grabbed me at 8:30, nothing would be different. I had discovered none of the issues was due to out-of-date software. In fact, when I discovered the solution, I had emailed her and CC'd everyone involved what it was. She also said that I had left the office at 4 PM. When I have my timesheet and everything logged, that I stayed until 4:30, even though I had worked through my break. No emails, no calls, nothing saying that they were looking for me. She also has slowness issues every single day with her laptop. I've been watching her system performance all week. I have the reports, showing not only is it fine, but it's in the top systems. I hope she tries to use that against me too. Then I can forward the reports and nuke this from orbit. This is why, even if they are in the same office, I default to chat and email. The last story is called Facepalm All Around. I'm not the IT guy in our office, but I do share a table with him, open office plan, and generally know my way around computers. I work for an educational company that publishes an online reading magazine. We have tech illiterate bosses who didn't understand why we couldn't develop a video game for our students every week and once asked me to start emailing our tweets to our followers. About 3 months ago, our website randomly went down one day. Immediately, our IT receives a call from our boss, who is irate. Yes, I'm looking into it now. Why would you take our site down? Fix it now. I didn't take it down. It looks like the domain has expired. Did you happen to receive an email about this? Did you or other boss sign up for this domain? There's probably some information in one of your emails. No, I don't know what you are talking about. You just need to fix it. Now. He hangs up and IT does some investigating. Whose name is registered to this domain? Boss, of course. So he calls back. Boss, looks like this domain is registered to your name. Are you sure you didn't get any emails asking you about this? No, I would have noticed. Why haven't you fixed it yet? This goes back and forth like this, until boss finally remembers that yes, he did in fact handle the domain business last year. Instead of asking boss to search his emails, IT goes to his computer and does it himself. But there are 0 emails in relation to the domain, so IT calls back. I can't find any email on here. Did you sign up using another email address? What? Why would I do that? Then there was a long pause. Wait, maybe I did. We are all dying on the inside. Cool. But what email? I don't know. The problem is, we can't re-up the domain without going through the numerous reactivation emails that have, presumably, been sent to this email address. After a long back and forth with boss, he finally remembers the email, but of course, he doesn't remember the password to the email. After walking boss through the password reactivation process, we are in. Finally, IT is in, and what greets him? Emails going back a year, asking boss if he wants to renew the domain. Face palms all around. IT took control of the account after this. The craziest part? When boss came to the office later that day, he sat down with IT, telling him how irresponsible he was and how he can't let it happen again for 3 hours. Thanks for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. Also, if you want to support me further, check out the channel membership or Patreon. And now I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.